Hi, this is Team.S.S from the CB Shiva Guild. We're going to take down Baja Sin Fury. This is the Water Week fight, but this setup will basically work against any of the Baja Sin Fury fights. We're going to do most of the fight in semi, but we will be in manual a few times, including right at the beginning here. The only thing we need to do at the beginning is raise our MDef all the way up. And now, since we've been in manual, we've built our ATB up. So we're all ready for the sigil phase now. So we switch into semi, and then we raise our MDef. Here's the first Radiant Plume coming up. You can only defend this one. That Flare Breath lowers your MDef a little bit, so you'll have to continually deal with that throughout the stream phases. And you might want to defend against this spin attack too. And you have to use Vanquishing X for this Radiant Plume. And now it'll be easier to defend against it. And we're coming up on Interrupt. So don't use Abraxas during the first interrupt. Save your Abraxas for the next 2 interrupts after this. And that's just because the boss's defense is highest at the beginning of the fight, so you won't do all that much damage during this interruption phase no matter what. Here we're going to go back into manual, and we're going to defend against 2 big hits. The first one, we need to have our MDef all the way up. And then comes Dive Bomb, so we have to have our P-Def up for that one. Dive Bomb hits pretty hard, so I use Breath to recover faster. And we've got a lot of ATB just in time for the sigil phase. So that's when we switch into semi, we raise our MDef, and then we get ready to Vanquishing X against Radiant Plume. And now we're going to face 3 straight Radiant Plumes that we have to defend against. Resurgent Scales raises the boss's own P-Def, so we have to deal with that with Aerith's Floral Wand. And now we're coming up on the second interrupt. So this time we are going to use Abraxas. And then I wait for the animation of that to finish. And then we'll hit Tidal Flare. And so now the boss is debuffed better, so we can do some damage. All right, and now that cycle that we just did is going to repeat. So once again, we go into manual and we defend the Petaflare. And then we get ready to defend the Dive Bomb. So my P-Def almost falls off here, but luckily it held on just long enough. And now we've got lots of ATB. So we're going to switch to Semi and start breaking sigils. We're also going to get ready to use Vanquishing Axe against Radiant Plume. And you also want to have your MDef up for these 3 Radiant Plumes. Resurgent Scales, so break the boss's P-Def again. And we're getting close to third interrupt. This one is more important than the other 2, so we want to use Tifa's Torpor, and we also want to use Aerith's Abraxas. So all those debuffs are in place. We're going to use Aerith's costume skill. This is the Final Fantasy 13 costume skill that raises everyone's buffs. And then we just do damage. So hopefully you can kill it during this part. I come up just a little bit short. And the cycle starts from the beginning again. So if I hadn't killed the boss there, it would have just done the exact same cycle. The boss would have hit a little bit harder, but it still would have been survivable, especially with the Abraxas. And then once you get to the fourth interrupt, then the boss just melts. So it's easy enough from there. Hope everyone's enjoying the EOS content. Thanks to everyone who's been part of the FF7 EC community. Here's my team composition. Centipede has the new customization with physical damage bonus. And I put defensive, paddock all, and interruption sub-weapons on the characters. Tifa's a good DPS because she breaks X sigils. Thank you. Have fun gaming.